Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Owlry. This is a brand new channel where we will be focusing on reactions to television series as well as movies. We might later go on to video games if there's enough demand for it, but I really hope that we can grow this channel into something large. I'm starting this in my second year of college, and I hope to have some fun with it. I want you guys to be as much a part of this channel as I am. And so please do leave comments. I love reading comments on videos, especially mine. And I love being able to see what you guys think of my channel. If you want me to do something more, or if you want me to do maybe some stuff less, please let me know in my comments so I can make that change to the channel. I want this to be a fun experience for everyone involved. So, now without further ado, let's get into the first episode of Attack on Titan. It will be my first time watching it, so let's have some fun.
Everything changed. At that
Okay, so I'm just curious as to why they have a wall if the Titans are so large that they are able to look over the wall. It doesn't seem to make much sense because if a Titan is large enough to look over the wall in the same manner that the current one is, wouldn't they just be able to simply hop over the wall and get access to everyone that's within them? Unless the Titans were actually shepherds in the way that Aaron was hinting them to be. Are the Titans actually keeping these colonies of humans alive and then simply waiting for them to reach a certain population for breaking down the wall and simply collecting all of them for food to eat? Another thing I noticed is that the walls were, it seemed like there was this small colony and then a vast expanse of the wall. So I'm wondering two things. One, are the Titans the one who built the wall, or was it the humans? Because if the Titans built it, then it goes to my earlier theory of how the Titans would wait until a human colony reaches a certain population and then go in and eat them, which is very similar to the Promised Neverland, where the demons would hire a maid or nanny, and then if a kid reaches like a certain level of intelligence, they would eat them. So if it's something similar to that, it's a very interesting concept. But I feel that if it was a concept like that, there would be more panic towards it that was seen within the people that there isn't seen right now. There would be more effort to get around that.
bulwark gifted by God.
Okay, so if we go off the assumption that they did not know who created it, then it would be a better assumption that the Titans created the wall and that they are actually farming them. And also, why was the Red Titan so much bigger than the rest of the Titans? Is there some sort of power system where the more people that a Titan eats, or the more time that a Titan has been alive for, the bigger it will be, and by comparison, the more powerful that particular Titan will be? Or is it just that that Titan just happens to be big, or it's like a higher level of Titans, and that those smaller Titans cannot reach to the same level of skill and power that the big Titan is?
And with you.
Hey, Mr. Hannes.
Okay, I like this cast. We have Drunk Uncle 1.0, we have Mitsubishi, and we have Resident Sad Boy. I think Resident Sad Boy is going to develop a close connection with Drunk Uncle and Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi is going to probably end up betraying both Drunk Uncle and Aaron, or Resident Sad Boy. And I think that betrayal is going to cause Drunk Uncle to get killed. And this is purely off of the fact that Mitsubishi seems to be more apathetic. Drunk Uncle seems to be the comedic relief character, kind of. And Resident Sad Boy is Resident Sad Boy. So I feel like it's going to be like a scenario where Resident Sad Boy goes through a lot of hardship, and that is what allows him to push forward through all the hardship because he's like, I'm doing this for the people who have fallen.
Of course.
You kids care for a swig?
Aren't you on watch?
Yup, watching the old gate we are. Thirsty work playing sentry. Pinochle only goes so far to chase off the boredom. Little nip now and then keeps us all in our courage for a spell. Perks of being a guard, huh?
How do you expect to fight if you're so loose on your feet?
You know, I think Resident Sad Boy does have a point. I can only imagine what it would be like to be drunk while cosplaying a fidget spinner. When I first saw you use the mobility gear, I half expected Ninjago's theme song to come out and start playing.
I wish I had better news. Give it to her.
I think that it would have been better if they just said he died instead of giving her his arm. I feel that giving his arm is so much worse because A, that's so brutal and that's a lot of gore. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a show like this. I wasn't expecting a show to just go into that much detail. I do think that it adds a lot to the story. Adds a lot to the setting, and really contextualizes how dark and grim this world is going to get. I do think that it could have been skipped though as well. I feel like there could have been better ways to show that than just this. So something that I noticed that I am wondering now is if they have the technology to launch themselves into the air using these swords, and as well as the fact that they do have cannons, which we've seen, I'm just wondering why aren't they mounting these cannons to carts and using the horses, which they also have, to move the cannons with them when they go to take down a Titan and use the cannons instead of the swords? Because clearly the swords aren't strong enough or they aren't doing well enough to the point where they are able to take down big Titans without the needed aid. So why wouldn't you switch tactics? And to that point, why wouldn't you be? I honestly want to say, I feel like they would be better at being able to take down Titans than they are decrypted as in the show, because you've been fighting these Titans for over 100 years, as according to what we've seen in the show so far, from the priest who was like, the walls are a gift from the gods. And if you're able to take, if you've been fighting someone for 100 years, I feel like you would have better strategies to take them down. Unless, of course, the Titans have like differentiating abilities between each one, and no one Titan is the same. But that even then, I feel like you would have at least the smallest bit of some simulator. I feel like, for example, in the intro, I suppose it's called, to the show, we see one of the teams trying to go and take down a Titan, but they were all seeming to be going for the upper body. Why wouldn't you be on the horses or use the mobility gear to go for their ankles and try and cut the ankle so they wouldn't be able to move, so they wouldn't be able to hold their weight. Or you could use the mobility gear in the same way that they did in Star Wars to take down an AT-AT and simply collapse the Titan to the ground, and then from there attack it. If there's like a rule where you have to behead them the same way you have to do with demons in Demon Slayer, why wouldn't you just focus on getting them to the ground and then dealing with them from the ground? And again, uh, cannons, they exist in this show. Why wouldn't you just slap some wheels on them, slap it to a horse, and then use the horse to move the cannon into position so you can fire the cannon at the Titan that's coming? And it just feels like there's a small bit of unrealism that I feel like is just a plot hole that is either left there because something later on in the show is going to happen, or it's just something to keep the show interesting as a way of this is their way of fighting.
Now, huh? Or does your philosophy say it's wrong to fight back, too? As a matter of fact, it does. I'd rather take a few lumps than brawl like a beast. Oh, so now I'm a beast?
This is how principals want students to react when they are getting bullied. Then again, this is like the best case scenario. The bullies that I know, they wouldn't even allow you to get a sentence out before they started hitting you again. The moment this kid opened his mouth, the bullies I knew would have immediately just started attacking him and not even given him a chance to speak up against himself.
Oh, crap. She's with me.
Honestly, I don't blame the bullies for being terrified. I would be too. Imagine you're just going through and then you turn around and then you see a kid running at you. You're like, oh, no problem. And then right behind them, out of nowhere, just phases into existence is just Wednesday Addams looking royally pissed at you. If I saw Wednesday Addams running at me, I would immediately start running away from her full tilt because I am not sticking around to see what sort of uh, fun plans she has for me, given from the fun plans she does to her brother.
Honest! Take the children and get them out of here!
Come on, Carla, that's not our only option. Hey, I'm a trained soldier. My skill set is killing titans and saving lives!
No way! Don't do this, please!
Nothing fancy. Just take it down. Get all three of them out of harm's way. Make good on the debt you owe.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
No! What are you doing?
I'm happy to see that he had the same exact reaction that I did. And leave. It's always fun to see when a character is like, I might be over my head here, and I'ma just not deal with that and run away and live another day. I know that might be a little bit of a hot take, but I value that more than just someone who's like, I know I'm going to lose, but I shall fight anyways. I'm not too big of a fan of that trope. I'm a bigger fan of having a character who's smart enough to realize they're way over their head and they instead choose to run away, live another day, and come back so that they can fight them when they are better equipped to fight them. That was episode 1 of Attack on Titan. I think that they set up the show very well. They had a lot of questions that they answered when it comes to the core of Aaron's character. We also got two of the main side characters. We got Mitsubishi and Drunk Uncle 1. We also got Charmin Ultrasoft. And now we, I think, are starting to get into the main plot. So I think that the first thing that the show is going to go for, the first plot point, is going to be Aaron's dad and what he was working on in the center. And more specifically, is key. Because they spent so long with the animation of that key that it is impossible to ignore. It's something that's too important to the plot. Otherwise, they wouldn't animate it to that quality. Something else that I noticed is that they have this odd discrepancy when it comes to the balancing of the titans. Like we have this massive colossal titan over here, and then we also have like a regular size everyday Joe titan. So I'm wondering what causes the main difference between those two. And finally, I think that I really love the animation in the show. It has really nice animation. It's very clean. The art is truly amazing. I hope that they keep this up in terms of art style, in terms of animation. I really think that it is a pretty big reason for the show's success. I personally haven't watched the show. I've only seen clips, so I do know like some of the stuff. I Some of it has been spoiled for me, but I haven't seen the overall picture, and I think that reacting to that while I'm trying to predict what happens next will be uh, influential. Because I know that there's something about how a human can become a Titan, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it. I think this is a good series to start off my channel with. That being said, if you see anything that you think I could improve on, if you see anything that you want me to react to next, or if you think that there is something that I could do better, please leave a comment, and I hope you have a nice day.